Okay. Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Joe Flash. Sorry, I was trying to fix my bed here. That's why I didn't prepare myself from the beginning, but that's okay. But anyway, so I'm back with another voice comparison reaction video. So as I told you in my last video when I reacted to Miles Morales, the Spider-Man voice comparison, Lucamus Prime has another one on his channel, which is Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara voice comparison video. So I think Behemoth89 does have one as well, but like I said, I like Lucamus Prime's is better because his just kind of has almost everybody. I mean, you know, because Behemoth89 sometimes, I don't know, I think he might have skipped a few, or even worse for Behemoth89, he usually only does the animated voices. He doesn't go through live action wise, which I don't like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather do everyone that's ever done it, not just in animation and video games, but also live action wise as well. So that's why I like Generation West's voice is better, you know what I mean? Voice comparison videos better. But anyway, Lucamus Prime definitely would cover them too. I know that for a fact. But anyway, so Spider-Man 2099, he's obviously a future Spider-Man that comes from the year 2099, and obviously Peter Parker is not even Spider-Man. He's Miguel O'Hara, that's this Spider-Man. He's famously for wearing the blue suit, red spider symbol, and even has those cool looking lens and all that. And apparently, as I remember from Spider-Man Edge of Time, in Miguel O'Hara's dimension, I think Peter Parker was actually the villain in that one. He was the main villain. I think he was pretty much the main antagonist of the whole entire game of Spider-Man Edge of Time. So, you know, Miguel O'Hara's Peter Parker was the main villain of the whole game, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Pretty crazy and hard to believe, to be honest, that Peter Parker would turn evil in Miguel's dimension. Not sure why, but oh well. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and just check this out. I do like Miguel O'Hara's Spider-Man. One of the fewest reasons why I like him is because he's got ninja moves, and you know, I've always been a fan of ninjas. You know, I love the Ninja Turtles. I like all the ninjas in Mortal Kombat, even though Johnny Cage is my personal favorite. Anything that are ninjas, I like them, you know what I mean? So with Spider-Man 2099 having a few ninja moves, that's why I like him, because, you know, ninja moves are always pretty cool for me to watch, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, there's more to it. I mean, Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara is pretty awesome himself, you know, he's a really good Spider-Man, too, you know, I do enjoy playing him, you know, he's playing him a few times, you know, when I played Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time, I thought he was pretty fun. Of course, Spider-Man Noir was my favorite to play in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, but, you know, even Miguel O'Hara was fun, too, you know, and, I don't know, I mean, between Peter Parker Spider-Man and Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Man Edge of Time, I don't know which one I like better, honestly. I don't know, I guess maybe Miguel was a bit more fun, I'm not sure. It's a hard choice between if I like Peter Parker or Miguel O'Hara better. It's better to play as in Spider-Man Edge of Time, I don't know, but still, he's a cool Spider-Man, you know, I like him. He's pretty awesome. He takes his job pretty seriously, even though he can be a little jokester sometimes every once in a while, but he can take his job pretty seriously, unlike Peter Parker, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. I don't got much else to say. I'm going to go ahead and get right into this. Shoutouts to Lucamus Prime once again. Don't forget to look down in the description and you'll see the original video for this video. Excuse me, sorry, that sounds weird, but don't forget to look down in the description as I'll leave a link to the original video of Lucamus Prime's Spider-Man 2099's voice comparison video if you want to watch it alone first before watching my reaction to it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this, shall we? So like John Cena and Triple H always say, your time is up, my time is now, it's time to play the game. Let's go ahead and do this, shall we? Another short video, 4 minutes long. So let's do this. Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara voice comparison by Lucamus Prime in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Also, go subscribe to Lucamus Prime's channel, too. Okay. Darth Vader. His membership, apparently, I guess. I don't know, I wasn't... Okay. Once again, go subscribe to Lucamus Prime, everybody. Controlled by TJ Channels. That name sounds familiar. I feel like I heard of TJ Channels before. It does sound very familiar. Let's give it a watch. You know what? I'm gonna go get a drink real quick, sorry. I'm not that thirsty, but let me go get a drink real quick. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, that took me a little while, but we're back. Let's get started. Yes. Good way to start. Good way to start. You know I love that game. I already talked about it, so yep. Nothing needs to be said. I love it. Yes. Double thumbs up. Dan Gilson. If I'm not mistaken, I think Dan Gilson actually has voiced Peter Parker Spider-Man before in one of the previous I think it was in a TV series because all four Spider-Man voice actors in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, Neil Patrick Harris, who voiced Amazing Spider-Man, Christopher Barnes or whatever his name was, who voices Spider-Man Nar, and then that man who voices Spider-Man 2099, and then Josh Keaton who voices Ultimate Spider-Man. They all previously have voiced Spider-Man in times before than like an animated series, like Christopher Barnes or whatever his name was. He voiced Spider-Man in the 1994 animated series. Josh Keaton voiced Spider-Man in Spectacular Spider-Man. Neil Patrick Harris voiced Spider-Man in Spider-Man the New Animated Series, and then that man right there, Dan Gilvelson. I think it was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends that he voiced Peter Parker in. I can't remember honestly, but I'm sure that it was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends that he voiced Peter Parker in. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back and check real quick. Okay, I'm back. Yes, I was right. It was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends that Dan Gilvelson voiced Peter Parker Spider-Man in. So, yeah, he previously already voiced Peter Parker Spider-Man in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. So it was pretty cool that, you know, he got to be rehired, and this time he would voice Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 29 in this game. So it's pretty cool, you know, how they hired 4 different Spider-Man voice actors that previously had voiced Peter Parker Spider-Man in previous animated series and stuff before they would all be hired then to voice the 4 different Spider-Man in this game. So it's pretty cool, you know. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, Dan Gilvelson, I would say he's my second favorite Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099 voice actor. That's what I'm willing to say. Dan Gilvelson's my second favorite Spider-Man 2099 voice actor. Sorry, I'm trying to listen. I'll say maybe. I didn't even know Spider-Man 2099 even appeared in Superhero Squad either. That's really crazy to believe. Didn't even know he appeared in Superhero Squad either, but I'm gonna say maybe. Although Yuri Lorenzo is an amazing Spider-Man voice actor, he did a fantastic job voicing Peter Parker in the Spider-Man PS4 game, and he did also voice Peter Parker in Spider-Man, Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3. Like, Yuri Lorenzo has voiced Spider-Man quite a few times over the years, but obviously Yuri Lorenzo, the most famous time he ever voiced Peter Parker Spider-Man was in the Spider-Man PS4 game, so he's a fantastic Spider-Man voice actor. I pretty much consider him up there with Josh Keaton as my 2 favorite Peter Parker animated series, video game-wise voice actors for Spider-Man. Peter Parker, you know. He's up there. He's one of my personal 2 favorite animated and video game voices for Peter Parker Spider-Man, Yuri Lorenzo. He does an amazing job as Peter, especially when it comes to the PS4 game. But as Miguel O'Hara, though, that sounded a bit more like Peter. I mean, I couldn't really tell. That's why I'm saying maybe. It sounds alright, but at the same time, he sounds more like Peter. Like he's using the same voice he's used for Peter Parker, so he's not really trying to sound different like he's trying to sound like Miguel O'Hara. He's pretty much like trying to sound like Peter. But then again, Superhero Squad didn't really it's not really meant to be taken too seriously for a lot of people. That was really more like for kids, honestly. Not to mention that I do have a Superhero Squad game, and this is not the same game, this is a different game, but the Superhero Squad game, you can unlock Spider-Man as a character to play in the battle mode thing, and there's an alternate costume for Spider-Man you can unlock where you can unlock his alternate costume where you can play, where you can have him dressed in the Spider-Man 2099 outfit. So, you know, you put him in the Miguel O'Hara costume, which is pretty cool. Although it's still Josh Keaton's voice, you know, because it's just a costume. It's not actually Miguel O'Hara, you know. It's just an alternate costume for Peter Parker Spider-Man to where he could be dressed in the Spider-Man 2099 suit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, still, overall, just a maybe when it comes to Yuri Lorenzo as Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara. Like I said, he sounded alright, it was okay, but he sounds more like Peter, so overall, Yuri Lorenzo does a way better job as Peter than he does as Miguel.
I keep trying to tell myself I'm just...
Yes! This is my #1 favorite Spider-Man 2099 voice actor. He's my favorite one right there. Christopher Daniel Barnes, that's my favorite one. Of course, a lot of people will probably love him better as voicing Peter Parker Spider-Man in the original Spider-Man animated series in 1994, but even as Spider-Man 2099 in Spider-Man Edge of Time, he does a fantastic job too. Personally, I like Christopher Daniel Barnes' voice of Spider-Man 2099 better than Dan Gilvelson, or however you say his name, or whatever his name, however you said it. Gibbleson. I like Christopher Daniel Barnes' voice better. I thought he did better as Spider-Man 2099 than Dan Gibbleson. So, personally, Christopher Daniel Barnes is my #1 favorite voice actor for Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. Dan is my second. Because I just really think Christopher's voice just fits more with Spider-Man 2099 because he's got serious attitude. And even though Spider-Man 2099 was kind of meant to be somewhat a little bit comical, I mean, he still took his job seriously, but he had a few funny moments in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. But for most of the time, Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara takes his job seriously compared to Peter Parker. So with Christopher Daniel Barnes having that serious voice, especially with him using the same exact voice that he used to voice Spider-Man Nar in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, like he's using the same exact voice he used for Spider-Man Nar in Shattered Dimensions to voice Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara here in Edge of Time, it still fits with Miguel because he's usually more serious than Peter Parker is. So that's why I personally love Christopher Daniel Barnes' voice better than Dan Gibbleson. So definite double thumbs up, and he's my #1 favorite. Like I said, a lot of people who may have grew up with the 1994 Spider-Man animated series, and you might like him better as Peter Parker in the 1994 Spider-Man the animated series, but personally me, I actually like him better as Spider-Man 2099, because then again, I told you what my favorite Spider-Man animated series is. It's the Spectacular Spider-Man with Josh Keaton, so yeah. But of course, Spider-Man the animated series in 1994 was fantastic as well. It's a classic series, and I actually would be willing to watch the whole entire series if I ever get a chance to one day. I have a DVD of some of the episodes, as well as I rented some from the library. It's very fun.
But he's got no time for the yellow man. Time for Spider-Man. Just use the access to the ventilation system to get inside. And then Walker and I can have a little chat.
So Christopher Daniel Barnes just really fits more of my kind of Spider-Man 2099.
Buster, I'm about to put this speed, so congratulations. You get to be one of my last catches. Doesn't
Yeah, sure. I did see this clip on YouTube. I did see that clip from that episode of Ultimate Spider-Man on YouTube where Peter went into Spider-Man 2099's dimension and, you know, they were looking more like 3D animated which is pretty cool. But yeah, I did watch that video on YouTube of that clip from the episode where Peter went into Miguel's dimension and, you know, they were 3D and stuff. I just couldn't remember what the voice sounded like because I hadn't seen that clip in so long, but hearing it again, so I had to put it close to hear it again because it's been a while, so yeah. But I'll still go ahead and give Freddy Rodriguez a thumbs up. That's a good voice. That's really a pretty good voice right there by Freddy Rodriguez. I really want to see that episode. I honestly really would love to see that episode of Ultimate Spider-Man with the Web Warriors and stuff. I don't know if I actually had a backpack or if it was just a backpack I saw in Walmart, but there was a point in time where I did see a No, I never owned a backpack. I just saw it in Walmart. But I remember seeing a backpack in Walmart where they were talking about that episode of Ultimate Spider-Man, and, you know, you had Peter Parker along with all the Dimensional Spider-Man that were going to appear in that episode. So it's pretty cool, you know.
All right, step one down.
What? Spider-Man Beyond, Batman Beyond versus Spider-Man 2099 Superpowered Beatdown. Wow. I did see that episode. It's been a long time, but I did see the episode. That was a pretty good episode. I think Batman Beyond did win. Yeah, Batman Beyond did end up winning, but yeah. I'm surprised Lucas Prime is even including this, because that was just a YouTube video. That wasn't even, like, legit, like, something that Marvel did, but oh well.
Gotta find what I'm looking for. I guess I'll try down here.
You know what? Yes, that's a great voice, too.
Wait, check.
I'll definitely give that a thumbs up. Like I said, this was just for a YouTube video. It wasn't really meant by Marvel. It wasn't something that was created by Marvel, but, you know, I'll still give it a thumbs up, though, since it's part of the video. That's what I find interesting about Lucas Prime's voice comparison videos, is that he even includes voices of characters that are not even actually created from their original creators. It's like just for YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool. You know what? Yes.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. I like a few other voices better, as I said, but, you know, I mean, of course, you already know who my two personal favorites are, so I like them better, but even this voice was good, too. I mean, Ronan Summers, you know, he really actually did not do a bad job. He had a pretty good voice for Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099 in this game. Not to mention, Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099, actually made the cover of LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. He was actually on the cover, which was pretty cool. But yeah, That he had a good voice too. I ain't gonna lie, he had a pretty good voice as well. So I'll definitely give it a thumbs up. Plus, you already know I love that game. That's, as I said, Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2 was even better in my opinion. I thought that was a more fun game than the first Lego Marvel Super Heroes game. This one was much more enjoyable.
Don't let them touch you. We can catch up later.
That's what I'm just willing to say. Sorry, I have to listen to it. I mean, I did see that. I did see the clip on YouTube of the post-credits scene of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that Miguel O'Hara's Spider-Man 2099 did show up in the end, and then he went back in time, and then, you know, he appeared in the very first ever animated series of Spider-Man, you know, that with that original theme song, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, I confronted that Spider-Man, and then they were doing the infamous pointing meme, which was pretty funny, but yeah, I don't remember what the voice sounds like. That's why I need to listen to Oscar Isaac's voice again to see what it sounds like.
Oh, cool. Great story. Hey, did you finish the goober? You always have to call me out. This is really frustrating.
No.
Not excited. Okay, so.
You know what? Yes, that's a good voice too. Yes, good voice. I just couldn't remember what it sounded like. That's why I needed to hear it a bit more to see what it sounded like. But yeah, I'll give Oscar Isaac a thumbs up. I know for a fact that he'll be back in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse when that movie comes out next year. I know he'll be back in that movie since we already saw the scene on YouTube where he appears in the trailer, so we already know Oscar Isaac will be back voicing Spider-Man 2099 for the next movie. Should be just as good as Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was, even though I haven't seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse yet, but I really need to watch this movie, I really do. Hopefully someday I'll get to see it. Okay. Well, there was a few good ones in here, and there was some that didn't maybe do that well. I gave a maybe to, but pretty much as far as I'm concerned, everybody actually did okay. I didn't even give anybody a thumbs down, so everybody did good, but obviously, you already know it by now. My two personal favorite Spider-Man 2099 voice actors for animated and video game-wise is definitely Christopher Daniel Barnes and Dan Gilbertson. Those are my two personal favorites. They've been my two personal favorites ever since those two Spider-Man games, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and Spider-Man Edge of Time, so it's those two, Christopher Daniel Barnes and Dan Gilbertson. Personally, me, I like them both better as Spider-Man 2099 than as Peter Parker Spider-Man from the original time they voiced Peter Parker in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and Spider-Man, the animated series in 1994. But still, you know, pretty cool stuff. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, you mentioned it. Oh, this video must have came out not too long ago. Maybe it might have came out earlier this year. That's why it's saying that. But that's cool. Lucas Prime apparently even mentions it in his video. Oscar Isaac will return as Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 coming 2022. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, he made this about in January 24th. So this was made 6 months ago. So that explains it. I didn't even know this was recent, honestly. But yeah, it's cool he mentions it. It was supposed to come out in 2022 later this year, but sadly it has now been postponed to 2023, which is disappointing, but oh well. Like, there's a few other movies that have been postponed to next year in 2023 as well. I was pretty disappointed when they were going to move the Mario movie to next year in 2023, because I know they were supposed to make an animated Mario movie, which I was looking forward to that. I was going to want to see, I definitely want to go see that movie, you know, but it's been postponed to 2023 as well. But hopefully whenever I do get to see the animated Mario movie, hopefully it'll be a much better Mario movie than that live-action one from 1993 or whatever year it was when it came out, because that was a pretty bad movie. I did not like that movie. It was pretty bad. It was just an awful movie. I'm sorry. I mean, it's okay, you know, it's watchable, but it is a bad movie when it comes down to, like, a good live-action, you know, video game movie, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm done, so leave a comment down below. Okay, well, never mind. That's it, everybody. But leave a comment down below this video now. Let me know who you love as Spider-Man 2099 Miguel O'Hara. And don't forget to share this with all your friends to get their honest opinions as well. And also, I don't know if it'll happen or not, but because they did confirm that the next few movies, Marvel Cinematic Universe movies for the Marvel's Phase 5, and, you know, they did confirm there's a multiverse saga that's going to be happening. There's chance, I don't know if there's going to be a chance if it'll happen or not, but gotta wonder, is there going to be chances that maybe Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara, will maybe appear in the MCU? Because if they're having a multiverse saga going on with Marvel Phase 5 for the MCU, maybe there could be chances maybe Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099 could appear. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but if he does appear in the MCU, or if he appears in the if he does appear in any of the future Phase 5 MCU films, or if he does appear in the MCU in the future, period, who do you think could play Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099 in the MCU if he does appear? Leave a comment down below letting me know on that as well, because I really would like to get your honest opinions who you think could actually maybe play Spider-Man 2099 if he does appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the future. I really would love to know that. But anyway, I'm done, you guys. So, stay tuned for the next video. I'm out. That'll be it for today, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Dislike to give it a thumbs down. Join me next time for the next video. To all you boys, men, and gals out there. I almost sound like I said gals, like girls, but gals. Let me say that again. To all you boys, men, and guys out there. Fist bumps go to all of you. And to all the gals. Get it? Girls or gals, whatever you want to call it. But to all you gals, ladies and women out there. Mwah, kisses go out to all of you. But until then, this is Joe Flash signing off, and have a good day.